8 of the weirdest inventions in history. 1. The urban window baby cage. Invented by health worker Mrs. Lafferty and inspired by an increasing awareness of outdoor fresh air benefits for youngsters, the window baby cage was designed as a solution for apartments without a garden or outdoor space. Unsurprisingly, the very idea of putting a precious baby to play in a cage made of wire mesh and hanging outside a window several floors above street level was too nightmarish for most parents. The portable hat radio. Despite other versions of the radio hat being made in an array of different materials, not only was it cumbersome, but there were issues with radio signals. The invention of the transistor radio eventually revolutionized listening to radio and music on the go. The mass shaving machine. In the early 19th century, mustaches and beards became less popular, and it became more acceptable for men to be clean-shaven. As such morning rituals were time-consuming, a culture of stopping off at the barber's for a clean shave became common. The problem was that a barber could only serve one customer at a time. The solution was a group shaving machine which could seat several men in a row, where the first part of the device applied foam to all faces. Then a large blade would be used to trim their facial hair. The device could, in theory, shave 12 men at once. However, its limitations meant the machine couldn't alter its movements, depending on the shape of an individual face, leaving uneven results and, at worst, cuts and abrasions from the blade. The Dinosphere. Looking like a creation from a vintage sci-fi film, the Dinosphere was an alternative road vehicle from the 1930s. It was one giant monowheel where the driver sat, along with a passenger. The head-turning machine rolled as the wheel spun and could reach a top speed of 30 miles per hour. In theory, the weight of the motor and the driver was enough to keep them parallel with the ground. To onlookers, the spectacle resembled a spinning giant donut on the street. Due to a lack of practicability, particularly in comparison to car designs of the time, as well as having no protection from the elements, the Dinosphere never caught on. The loop-to-loop double bicycle. In 1905, decades before BMX bikes were somersaulting in the air, an inventor called K. Lang came up with a bicycle he thought could do an impressive loop-to-loop within a circular track. Lang designed a double bicycle, which was essentially two bikes welded together with one sitting upside down above the other. The rider sat in the two. The idea was that all four wheels could connect with all surfaces, as the upper part would take over from the bottom wheels while riding on a flat surface. Improbability of the design, plus its potential to injure or kill the rider, was possibly the reason the invention never passed the patent stage. The nekomimi. This novelty headgear, invented in Japan in 2012, utilizes impressive science for what many may see as a frivolous gimmick. The wearer dons a set of large, mechanical cat ears attached to a headband which measures brain waves and allows the ears to react to the wearer's moods at the time. When relaxed, the ears droop. When alert and focused, they perk up and wriggle. One drawback apart from the expense is that the nekomimi is also fragile and can break easily, which is why the manufacturer advises not to wear it in the car. The ostrich pillow. Possibly inspired by the isolator hood invention decades before, the ostrich pillow, funded on Kickstarter, was designed to allow the wearer to escape the world, whatever their environment, be it at home or wherever, to enjoy silent meditation. Resembling a fluffy hood with 3 holes, 1 for the head and 2 for the hands, it was promoted primarily as a way to be able to take time out from the noisy world in order to decrease stress and increase productivity.